In this video we're going to complete example 1 and we're going to describe each route below, giving our solution as either a walk, a trail, a circuit, a path or a cycle. So we'll start with question A, and you'll notice that we start at vertex A, travel to vertex B, then down to vertex E, and I'll put arrows in to show the direction I'm traveling, then across to vertex F, and finally finish back at our starting point, vertex A. So let's talk about what happened on this route. First of all, I started and ended at the same vertex. I never ever crossed over an edge more than once, so we didn't cross edges multiple times. I never crossed over a vertex more than once, so we didn't cross vertices multiple times as well. If you look at the 5 possible solutions, you will find that all of them are technically correct. It could be a walk, because there are pretty much no rules for doing a walk. It could also be a trail. The one rule for doing a trail is that edges cannot be crossed multiple times, which is true for question A. It could also be a circuit. A circuit is the same as a trail, except you start and end at the same point, which happened in this example. It could also be a path. A path means that edges and vertices cannot be crossed multiple times, which is true for question A. And finally, a cycle is true as well, a cycle being the same as a path, except you start and end at the same point. So which solution do we give? We're going to give the most correct solution. We're going to say that this is a cycle. Alright, moving on to question B, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to rub out our lines so that we're ready to do question B. Alright, notice that we start at vertex B and we end at vertex F. So starting at B, we go down to vertex E, then over to vertex C, then to vertex D, then to vertex E again, and then over to vertex F. So what happened this time? Well, I noticed this time that I crossed vertices multiple times. I crossed vertex E twice. However, I did not cross edges multiple times. And I also did not start and end at the same vertex. So which ones are correct here? It's definitely not a cycle or a circuit, because for it to be a cycle or a circuit, it needs to start and end at the same point. It's definitely not a path, because a path is such that vertices cannot be crossed multiple times. So it's either a walk or a trail. Both of these are technically correct, but we're going to take the most correct one. We're going to say that this is a trail this time. Now moving on to question C, we're going to start at vertex B and end at vertex E. So starting at B, we're traveling towards vertex E and then towards vertex F. You'll notice we're going to go back to E, so we're going to travel on the same edge for a second time. Now going to vertex C, back to B, a vertex that we've passed before, and now back to E. Once again, we're going over an edge a second time. So what do we notice here? Well, we never start and end at the same vertex, and we did cross edges multiple times this time. We also crossed vertices multiple times. There is only one type of route where you can cross edges multiple times, and that is a walk. So this one, we're going to write that it is a walk. Now moving on to question D, we'll rub out all our markings. For question D, we're starting at vertex B and finishing at vertex A this time. Starting at vertex B, we travel across to vertex C, then travel to vertex E, then go to vertex F, and finally finish on vertex A. What do we learn from this? Well, we definitely don't start and end at the same vertex, and we never cross edges multiple times, and we never cross vertices at multiple times. I know that it is definitely not a circuit or a cycle, because circuits and cycles start and end at the same vertex. It definitely could be a walk. Every single scenario here can be a walk. It could definitely be a trail because we never cross edges multiple times, and it can definitely be a path because we never cross edges and vertices multiple times. So the most correct answer out of those three would be a path. Alright, moving on to question E, we'll rub out our markings first again. This time we are starting at vertex A and finishing at vertex A. Sounds like it's going to be either a circuit or a cycle because we're finishing and starting at the same vertex. So we start at A, travel across to B, then travel to vertex E, then across to vertex C, then down to vertex D, then across to vertex E, then to vertex F, and finally back to vertex A. So what did we notice when we followed this route? Well, we started and ended at the same vertex. We definitely didn't cross any edges multiple times, but we did cross vertices multiple times. Alright, so it definitely can't be a path or a cycle only because we crossed vertices multiple times, but it can be a circuit, a walk, or a trail because we never crossed edges multiple times, and it can also be a circuit because we started and ended at the same vertex. In fact, the circuit is the most correct answer for this scenario. Anyway, that concludes example 1. Remember to read the description below for links to workbooklets that relate to this video.